Hey, Alvernia community. Today is commencement day. Happy commencement day. I am so excited because joining me today is graduating senior Sara Baker. Thank you, Sara, for being here with me on this super exciting day.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm super excited.
Awesome. Well, to get started here, let's kick things off with how does it feel to be graduated?
I honestly cannot even believe it. I was actually just talking to Jessica Warshaw King earlier today and saying that I feel like I was a freshman yesterday, and I can't believe that we're already here. And I feel like sitting at graduation is going to be like the monumental moment of like, wow, we're really here and we did it.
Yeah, lots of hard work to get to this point, obviously, which
Yeah.
we'll talk about some of that. So let's start with what is your degree?
I am getting my master's degree in occupational therapy, and I am minoring in Spanish and psychology.
Awesome. So what made you want to get an occupational therapy degree? What got you first interested in this?
So from a young age, I thought I was going to be a teacher. I really wanted to do that, and I knew I really wanted to help people. That was my main thing. And as I got into high school, I started taking career exploration courses and was really focused on helping people. I started to think about school psychology, but wasn't fully set on that. And then I got to shadow with some occupational therapists. And one of my family friends, who I'm super close with, she's like an older sister to me, went to Alvernia for occupational therapy. So she actually came with me for a tour, and I got to follow her, and I did exactly what she did. So I just loved getting to learn that from her, and just helping people is what really led me to the profession.
That's awesome, following in an alum's footsteps. How
Yeah.
fitting. Um, so what specific area of occupational therapy are you interested in, or what group of people are you interested in working with the most?
I have loved working with the pediatrics population throughout my experience, so I'm really focused on that. I loved my fieldwork experience in a school-based setting. I had my fieldwork in Wilson School District, so close to here, and my fieldwork supervisor was also an Alvernia alum. So I loved that experience and would really love to work in a school close to home.
That's awesome. That kind of blends your original idea of being a teacher. You would still get to work with kids and be in a school atmosphere, but doing something totally different, which is super cool.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So, what made you decide on blending into occupational therapy, psychology, and Spanish? That's such a unique mix of areas.
Yeah. So within the OT curriculum, there are quite a few psychology courses that we take, which should just give us like a nice overview and incorporate that holistic health that we talk about. There's just a few that we had to add on, and I love psychology courses. I've loved it in high school too. So Alvernia offers really interesting psychology courses. So there was a few that caught my eye. So I got to incorporate that really easily and get the psychology minor. And then with Spanish, again in high school, I was really involved in Spanish classes and Spanish National Honor Society, and just loved learning a new language and being able to connect with more people. So I wanted to continue that here.
That's awesome. So, would you say you can fluently speak Spanish?
Well, I finished my minor 2 years ago, and I have not kept up with it as much as I should, but I definitely have all the knowledge still in there. I can read it really well. Speaking, though, I am not as confident as I should be.
So if somebody were to like come up and talk to you in Spanish, you'd probably be able to understand some of it or a good
Yeah,
portion of it.
yeah.
Well, that's good. That's important.
Hmm.
And that'll definitely help you in the OT field too.
Right.
Especially if you like keep up with it and you do happen to get fluent, you'll be in super high demand.
Hmm.
So now that you're graduated, what are your next steps?
Next steps, first thing is the board exam. Fully studying for that once I get moved back into home and everything. My plan is to take the board exam on June 30th, so give myself a little over a month to study, but also relax and prepare myself. The past couple courses in the OT curriculum, we focused a little bit on the NBCOT exam, and we were able to take practice exams and everything, which helped me like gain my confidence in what I'm doing. So the past couple practice tests have gone well, so I'm hoping for the best with the actual exam. And then from there, getting state licensure in New Jersey and hoping to get that school-based position.
That's awesome. So do you want to stay in the Jersey area then? That's home for you?
Yeah, home is in Mercer County. I'm from Hamilton, and that's where my parents are at the moment. So I'm going to move back home with them for a little while, and then we'll see where it takes me. I have lots of family in the New Jersey area and nieces and nephews to watch grow up, but I also have a brother in Florida. So we're a little all over the place, but I'm thinking we're staying in like the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area.
Okay, well that's good. It's good to know like, what you want to do and kind of where you want to be. That's
Yeah.
helpful when you're looking for a job. So your time at Alvernia, let's talk about that a little bit. So what groups or clubs were you involved in at your time on campus? And how did that kind of like enhance or change your experience here?
Yeah. So growing up, I was always involved in different clubs in school and everything. So I knew I wanted to do that at Alvernia as well. I believe the first thing I joined was Student Government Association as a class senator, and I stuck with that through my senior year. And during my senior year at Alvernia, I was SGA president. So something I really loved being involved in and being a voice for students on campus. Other than that, I've also been a member of the Alvernia Dance Company since the start of my freshman year. And again, that is an amazing organization. I cannot speak enough about how much it's influenced my experience. I was provided with so many opportunities, especially from our advisor, Jessica Warshall King. She's just great. And I feel like I've really made a connection with her, and I'm going to be able to continue having a connection with her after graduation. And that allowed me to see how I can incorporate dance into my OT practice as well, which I'm really excited to do. Um, I've also been involved in Student Occupational Therapy Association and COTAD, which are two like OT clubs on campus. So, and those are my clubs. And then I've also been involved in Res Life. I've been an RA for 3 years of my time on campus, and I have loved that experience as well. Just getting to know the RAs and the residents is really special to me.
Wow, how did you have the time to do it all?
That's a good question.
You're
It's a
probably
little bit
looking
of a
back like,
balancing act.
yeah, you're probably looking back like, I don't know how I did this, but I did
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's
And it,
it. Whenever I start something new, my family's always like, "When are you doing that?" It's like, I'll make time. I'll figure it out. It's okay."
I mean, it's super important though too that, everything that you've gone through, they've all been really good leadership opportunities too, which have helped you, grow as a person and get more comfortable around people and in different situations. And
Yeah,
that's really going to help you grow in your career quickly.
right. Yeah, there's been a lot of leadership experiences. Other than SGA president, I was also president of the dance company for 3 years that I was involved in it. And residence life is a leadership role in itself. So,
Yeah. Were you always in dance? Like, did you do that as a kid and you just kind of continued to do it here?
yeah, I've danced since I was 3 years old. And I started competition dance when I was in middle school and continued that until COVID hit. And then kind of had a little pause. But coming to college, I knew I still wanted to continue dancing. And that's when I found the dance company. And it was such a good way for me to take a step away from like my classes and everything and have that stress relief and sense of home that I've felt since I was 3 years old.
Wow, that's great. So it wasn't just another thing you were doing, it was more like just something you really enjoy doing.
Yeah, it was great.
That's awesome. So what do you think you'll miss most about your time here at Alvernia?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's so many things. I was telling Jessica Warshawking this morning that I feel like when I get home, there's going to be so many things that I'm excited for, but I'm also going to miss so many things here. Definitely seeing my friends every day. I've made so many personal connections that I'm going to miss, and I am definitely keeping in touch with them. It's just not the same experience. I've loved the small, close-knit classes that Alvernia offers, and being able to connect with my professors as well. Honestly, it's really tough because all the organizations have been amazing as well. Everybody is just such a close-knit family, and I guess that's really what I'm gonna miss because I'm gonna miss all the people mostly.
Well, the good news that I can tell you is that you'll always be part of the Alvernia family, just now as an alum in a different capacity, and you could always come back.
Yep.
So, kind of on the other hand, what are you looking forward to the most now that you've graduated?
Um, Looking forward to the most. I am definitely looking forward to incorporating, like I said, that dance and yoga and all my different interests into my OT practice and really start growing as a practitioner. It's weird, like I said, to think about like, oh, I'm kind of like an adult now. I'm not a freshman anymore. But I'm excited to start my career and see where I go because I feel like the opportunities are endless.
That's true. Very true. So, on the other hand, now, what are you looking forward to most as an alum? And you kind of alluded to it a little bit already, just, the relationships that you've made here, I'm sure keeping those connections, but um is it, just coming back to campus, for an event or something? What are you looking forward to as an alum?
I feel like there's a lot of events that are like so big on campus while you're here, and it'll be so fun to come back as an alum too and see the people that I've been making connections with. But then also there's a few people that I've met this year that are first year students and they're like in the OT program and everything, and I almost see myself in them, but now I'm 5 years older, so I think it'll be really interesting to come back and kind of see where they are and how they're progressing and see them grow as much as I did.
Well, as a young alum now, you can always be a mentor to them and just keep in touch and be like, hey, this is now what I'm going through
Yeah,
as a young alum going out into the working field, and here's what you can expect, or, here's how I got through this class, or something like that.
right. Yeah, it's all the connections, and I'm excited to hear from everyone.
Awesome. So, to kind of close this, what is one piece of advice from all of your years here at Alvernia that you would tell a current student?
Hmm. I guess my one piece of advice would be to go outside your comfort zone and be outgoing, make all the connections, go to everything you can, and make the most of your experience.
That is great advice because you never know if you're going to like something or hate something. And the only way you know is if you try it.
Yep. And you never know who you're going to meet when you're there.
Exactly. Or where it'll lead you.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate this. Happy Commencement Day. I'm so excited for you and the rest of the class of 2025.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.